at 9.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the News at 9, live from the Newsfirst Centre in Colombo. I'm Nadim Majid.
I'm Stephanie Lazarus. Now, Zulfiq Farzan has something special in store for us tonight. Zulfiq?
Coming up later on in the bulletin, an interview with this guy.
I'm Ronnie Coleman, and you're watching News at 9. If you want to see the workout I put this guy through, just watch the news later.
Well, Zulfiq Farzan got up close and personal with champion bodybuilder Ronnie Coleman. We'll have that coming up later on in the news.
But before that, let's take a look at the headlines.
The headlines on Newsfirst at 9.
Midwives launch a strike action. Who is the chairman of the Homagama Pradesh Sabha? A tense situation at the council session.
You're taking first line.
Fishermen in Negombo protest demanding a fuel subsidy. A dilapidated, unidentified vessel found on the Kartankudi beach in Batticalow.
First at 9.
Moving on to our local stories tonight, confusion arose as to who holds the position of chairman of the Homagama Pradesh Sabha when the Pradesh Sabha convened this morning.
The deputy chairman of the Homagama Pradesh Sabha, Indika Korlage, presided over the sessions. The chairman, A.D. Kumarasiri, was not granted the opportunity to take his seat in the Pradesh Sabha as usual.
Preparations had been made to hold the maiden session of the Homagama Pradesh Sabha for 2014 this morning. Before the Pradesh Sabha convened, the chairman A.D. Kumarasiri arrived and remained in his office. 16 Pradesh Sabha members, including Deputy Chairman Indika Korlage, attended the meeting of the Pradesh Sabha. A tense situation unfolded. Since the main chamber of the Pradesh Sabha was shut, the meeting was held under the patronage of the deputy chairman in a different room. Officials, including the Pradesh Sabha secretary, also attended the event. About an hour after the meeting was brought to order, the chairman entered the chambers where the session is being held.
මට මගේ නඩු නිමිත්තට මේක ඉතාම වැදගත් වෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒක නිසා ලේකම්තුමී කියන්න ඔබතුමිය නීත්‍යානුකූලව මේක කරගෙන යනවද? මාව නැත්තම් සභාපතිවරයා හැටියට පිළිගන්නවද නැද්ද කියන එක විතරක් මට කියන්න. මේ මොකද ලේකම්තුමීගේ මගේ ප්‍රකාශය අහන්න වෙන කාරණා ලේකම්තුමීගේ ප්‍රකාශය මට අහන්න හිතෙන්නේ නැහැ මේක සාස්ත්‍රභාව.
පළතර විරුද්ධව වැඩ කරලා තමුනාද ගුණන සභාවක් කියන්නේ සභාවක් කියන්නේ වංගිලානේ සභාව තමුනාද කියන්නේ කියලා තමුනාද නින්දා කරනවා එච්චරයි මම වාඩිවෙන සභාව පිළිදෙන තමුනාද පිළිගන්නේ නඩන්නේ බා මේක ඔබතුමා නීත්‍යානුකූල නියමයක් තියෙනවා අරන් එන්න උසාවියෝ
The chairman subsequently left the room. While the 2014 budget of the Homagama Pradesh Sabha was defeated on 2 occasions, the deputy chairman maintains that on that basis the chairman no longer has a claim to the position. However, considering 8 fundamental rights petitions filed by the chairman of Pradesh Sabhas whose budgets were defeated, the Supreme Court determined yesterday that new chairman must not be appointed and existing chairman must not be removed from these 8 Pradesh Sabhas. The court also ordered that a prior court order obtained by the chairman of the Homagama Pradesh Sabha allowing him to continue in the position be implemented until the 31st of March. Legal counsel for the chairman of Pradesh Sabha say that they will go before the Supreme Court once again and make submissions.
Midwives across the island commenced a strike action today.
The strike was launched to protest against a decision reached by the Ministry of Health to train nursing staff in midwifery. The Government Midwives Association says that they were refraining from carrying out field duties, adding that they have undertaken a work to rule campaign in hospitals. As a result, maternal and infant clinical services at centres across the island were inoperational.
Scores of people did not receive our service. We are saddened that we have not been able to provide our service to the public during the past 2 days. We are carrying out this strike action in order to ensure that we could continue to render our service for the future generations as well.
The Public Midwife Association are not supporting this strike action.
The Minister of Health noted that extensive discussions will be held on changing the duties of the midwives and the extension of labour room training. He further noted that he intends to hold discussions in the future with all associations.
A number of protests were held across the country today as well, citing various issues.
Fishermen from Negombo and surrounding areas staged a protest in close proximity to the Kothalawala bridge against the lack of a fuel subsidy. They charged that they have not received the promised fuel subsidy over the past 8 months. They called on officials to reduce the current fuel prices as well. Deputy Minister of Fisheries Sarath Kumara Gunaratne arrived at the location this afternoon. The Deputy Minister gave an assurance that a solution would be provided. The protesters then proceeded to St. Mary's Church in Negombo to engage in discussions. A protest was staged opposite the Baragedara junction in Kuliyapitiya, calling on officials to reconstruct the Kuliyapitiya-Bowatta road.
There are 5 access roads and work on 4 of them has been concluded. But work on the Kuliyapitiya-Bowatta road has not been completed. They have not even laid a stone on the road.
The flow of traffic along the Kuliyapitiya-Barapola and Barapola-Dumalasurya roads was hampered for around 4 hours due to the protest. Area residents call on officials to reconstruct the road in line with the 2014 Dayata Kirula exhibition, which will be held in the area. Meanwhile, the staff of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital in Colombo staged a demonstration today. The protest was staged against the appointment of a new doctor to the post of director of the hospital. Specialist Dr. Ratnasiri Hewage, who functioned as the director of the hospital, has been replaced by another doctor. When inquired about the matter, Ratnasiri Hewage noted that he has not been informed of such a decision in writing. However, he added that he stepped down following a verbal announcement made by the Director General of Health.
U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Central and South Asian Affairs Nisha Biswal arrived in the country today.
This is incidentally Biswal's first visit to Sri Lanka since taking up the appointment in her new post.
According to the U.S. State Department, Biswal will remain in the country till the 2nd of February to discuss a range of issues. The Assistant Secretary of State is expected to meet with government officials and members of the opposition. She is also expected to undertake a visit to the northern and eastern provinces. The duty manager in charge of the Katunayake Airport revealed to Newsfirst that Nisha Biswal was accompanied by 2 other officials as well. The United States has conveyed to the Sri Lankan government that they intend to table a fresh resolution on Sri Lanka at the United Nations Human Rights Council sessions in Geneva in March.
Speaking at an event held in Anuradhapura today, Minister of Youth Affairs and Skills Development Dallas Ala Perima commented on the upcoming UN Human Rights Council sessions in Geneva.
As the month of March approaches, there is a group who wait for it as they would for a full moon. They light incense and saffron waiting for Geneva. They are waiting for Geneva to say that human rights have been violated in Sri Lanka and ask that Mahinda Rajapaksa be punished. They light incense sticks. My friends, remember this. I do not need to tell the people of the south. It was the same bombs that exploded in the south in Mathura.
The 18th anniversary of the devastating terrorist attack on the Central Bank of Sri Lanka in Colombo was marked today.
An event was held in remembrance of victims who died and were injured in the attack that took place on the 31st of January 1996. 41 members of the central bank died in the terrorist attack while 28 individuals were permanently maimed.
When the central bank was destroyed in a bomb attack, no outsiders came to aid us. No one came from abroad and said that we will be given assistance in any form. However, we were able to rebuild ourselves. If we were able to rebuild back then, I firmly believe that Sri Lanka has the courage, intelligence and capability to develop this country and raise it to a high standard.
Meanwhile, a group staged a protest today condemning the terrorist attack on the central bank.
The Democratic Party says the development taking place in the country is unjust.
Party leader Sarath Fonseca made this comment while addressing a party propaganda rally in Colombo.
A rally of the Democratic Party took place this morning at the Estate Pura area in Grand Pass. The rally took place under the auspices of the leader of the Democratic Party, Sarath Fonseca.
They are saying that I am the new Prabhakaran that is born. At a printing press in Nugegoda, they are printing a newspaper citing that Prabhakaran will be reborn. The mighty patriot is having all the terrorists on his lap. Then, am I Prabhakaran? The people are expecting an environment where they can eat 3 meals and be employed without depending on handouts. Our objective is to fulfill those expectations. If it happens, then that will be the miracle of Asia. This country will not become the miracle of Asia just because the roads are being carpeted.
They are going to Geneva to face war crimes. They say that they are the victims and it is they who are facing the noose. It is all lies. The general spearheaded the battle. They are lying to the people. General Sarath Fonseca led the battle.
This is the leader who saved you all and changed the battle plans. Can you name any other politician with a clean slate? Can you name any? If so, I will withdraw my candidacy. I will resign from the post of the Kulannao electorate organizer. This is the only leader. This is why we have joined with him to create a democratic and just society.
Welcome back to the news.
The third round of trials to select the final 100 contenders for Super Fighter, Sri Lanka's first sports reality TV program, commenced in Ampara today.
Super Fighter.
Super Fighter is a joint initiative of MAS Holdings and the MTV and MBC Media Network. The goal of Super Fighter is to identify amateur boxers from across the island and catapult them on the national and international arena. The trials to select contenders from the Eastern Province for the final 100 contenders for Super Fighter commenced at DSN Anaka College in Ampara today.
If you are looking for athletes for the 2020 Olympics, you have come to the perfect place. Our children are here. If you look at sports in third world countries, boxing has not gained much penetration. India is somewhat ahead, but we have a clear goal. We are preparing an opportunity to send good sportsmen and women to the international arena in 2020.
A training camp was held parallel to the third round of trials in the Eastern Province today. Following the end of the training camp, which saw the participation of more than 300 aspiring boxers, trials will be held to select contenders in 4 weight categories. How many aspiring boxers from the East will qualify to contend to the top spot in Sri Lanka's first sports reality TV program? Watch Super Fighter on Sirosa TV tomorrow at 10:30 p.m.
Super Fighter.